Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene was talking today in an interview, and she was trying to say that Joe Biden wasn't doing enough. He was Sleepy Joe, and he needed to get more federal funding out and send the relief and things like that. And talking about how they've signed the declaration, the disaster declaration, and they're asking for the funds. Well, those funds have already been released. FEMA's already on the way. I've seen videos of the trucks going and things moving. Joe Biden has already pledged every resource, but Marjorie Taylor Greene doesn't care about that. She was sitting there saying Joe Biden needs to get more of it done because she wants to blame Joe Biden for not sending the disaster aid, make it sound like he's not doing anything. And he says we can't have Sleepy Joe in the White House. We can't have Kamala Harris, who's being propped up. Kamala Harris isn't the one being propped up. That's Donald Trump. Donald Trump is clearly sundowning, and you guys can tell he's got some issues, but you're propping him up and acting like every word he says is gold just because. But anyway, she goes ahead and was talking about how they needed to get more aid going, and when they get back to Washington, they're going to have to push and sign more relief for the area, which is great. They need to do that. But remember, they don't go back into session until November 12th, which is after the election, which is about 6 weeks away from when they would return to work at this point. And they probably will push more relief through, which they need to do. And then we just have to hope the FEMA funding holds out until then, which it should. Um, but I wasn't going to talk about what she was doing while the hurricane went through, while all of this was started. And people are still, picking up. This recovery effort is going to take a long time. But where was she on Saturday? Was she interstate? Was she, paying attention to what was going on, doing any of that? Nope. She was in Georgia at the Alabama-Georgia game with Donald Trump. While her area was going through the effects of this massively destructive hurricane, she was watching the Georgia football game. That's where she was. That's what she chose to do with her time. It's reminiscent of Ted Cruz leaving for Cancun when Texas went through that major cold snap and people were dying. He tried to go to Cancun where it was warm and then only came back because he took some major negative heat for it, and people were saying how he was abandoning his state. And then he came back from that and then tried to blame his kids for him being the reason he wanted to go, or that he left to get them down there, but he was coming back the whole time, always planned on it. I don't think he was. I think he planned on, only came back after he took the negative press. But anyway, she was at a football game while the hurricane was going through. That was what Marjorie Taylor Greene was doing. So keep that in mind for those people in Georgia when they go to vote. Uh, as far as, is that the type of person you want representing you? That when a major natural disaster is going through your area and has been going on for several days at that point, do you want them sitting at a football game, or do you want them trying to, get things done and get help to you when you need it?